Hello, it's been a while. Today we are going to touch upon the topic of goodness. Now we feel or we see that we are ourselves good humans and there is a lot of bad or a lot of evil that resides in the world that is continuously trying to overshadow or overpower us. This is the common narrative that we see ourselves stuck in the world. And in doing or having this dualistic view, we tend to just whitewash or just paint with a single color and not see our own contribution to this cycle of goodness or one of not being that good. We think that we are good people, but is this really true? Are we really that good as we imagine ourselves to be? Have we associated our ego with this goodness and our good deeds, which we consider to be so charitable, gracious, and helpful to the other, maybe even protective towards them? Are they really coming from the center of clarity, from the center of conscience, or is it just a way of protecting our own investments, our own ego, our things that we consider ours? Is it to save them only? This is a big problem because we take the perception of what is good, what is supposed to be good from the society, from our parents. We see people doing certain things which are called as philanthropic or charitable, and we think that okay, if a person is doing these things, then he is a good person. Or if you do this and this rituals and you are disciplined with them, then you can be considered as someone who is a very good person, a good disciplined person. But we do not see that a person's nature and their behavior, particularly a good and Hoshmand, a very awake behavior, arises not out of society's sanction but out of one's own clarity. One's own peace of mind, one's own clarity is the guide which tells you what is the correct action. When you are able to see that the actions you have been doing are not really bringing about a change, a growth, then you can consider that as a bad action, not one that people have just told that this is a bad action. Because it is never about good or bad, it is about choosing in awareness. Are you really choosing your actions in awareness, or are they coming out of a continuous sequence of actions which are blind actions, a sequence which is lifeless, a zombie like work? Because when we are honest to ourselves, we'll be able to see that many of the things that we are doing are not really coming out of our light. They are not coming out of an awareness. They are just a momentum that has been built up for us, or it has been built by us, which has been deemed as a great life, or there are certain standards which have been given to you, and you are busy following them without questioning them deeply enough. And this what this leads to in your life is a very dead existence. We often see that many actions they have a good name, but when we do it we do not get that satisfaction, that fulfillment out of these actions. And that is the time for you to question as to what you are doing, is it leading you somewhere? If you are not going anywhere, if you see that you are repeating a certain thing and you might get the external accolades, but if it is not touching something deep within you, if you do not feel change, if you do not feel overcoming of some kind of a grace, then those actions are nothing but a lifeless appeasement that you are doing to make the others happy. And this kind of projection would be of no use to anyone, because even if you make the other happy in such a way by doing things that do not come out of your core, you are doing a great injustice to yourself. You have not been a friend to yourself then. You are just doing it for the sake of it. And it's nothing gravely wrong in doing that, but it is not something which will fulfill you. It will not take you towards any growth. It will not make you a better person. It will not make you a good person in the real terms. Having heard or discussed this, now we are closer to talking about what a good person really is. A good person is someone who chooses out of his or her awareness, out of his or her clarity, and he or she continuously keeps learning from their past actions. If they see that element of tripti, the element of gaining long-term satisfaction or some kind of an upliftment is or has been absent from their works, they see that the futility in the tasks that they have committed, and they improve on it. They try to keep refining their work. They try to keep refining their behavior. They try to keep refining their thoughts as well, which leads to deeper experiences. And by deeper experiences, I do not mean that they are more intense in the way of how they unfold, by them being very sthul in nature, but they could be subtle as well, but they leave a lasting impact. Every action you do out of this kind of a mindset will transform you. And this transformation, a real transformation, wherever it is or whoever does it, does not only leave the person who is doing change, it changes everyone and everything around you to an extent as well. This action that arises out of a deep honesty, a deep awareness, it is something which is a gift for us from us. And only by questioning, only by being able to have that courage to see that what you have been doing has not been really transformative for you. It has, if you look at it, maybe people call you as a good person, maybe you are spoken well of, but if your existence in front of you lies hollow. You know that there is a deep work which is lying ahead of you, and this can be traversed. This path of being able to listen to your awareness cannot be reached without being sensitive towards all these aspects that we have talked about. Only a person who is sensitive, who is honest, who is humble towards their own needs, towards what has been stopping them and what will take them ahead, will be able to find that courage, to have that love towards sanctity, to have that love towards peace. All these are the essential ingredients that take you towards this goodness. And I really hope for your sake that you are able to achieve that.